evening, and welcome to this week's edition of the Purpose, Value, and Meaning web class. This week, we are talking about SMART goals and how to use SMART goals to achieve all of your desires. Of course, at one point or another, all of us have set some type of goals, either for educational purposes, personal purposes, or career purposes. Sometimes we've achieved those goals and other times not so much. Today, I am specifically talking about how to set your goals up so that there is no way for you to falter, no way for you to forget about them. And that is by using SMART goals. If you do not know who I am by now, I am Keisha Golder, and I help individuals define their unique purpose so that they can live a life that they created on their own terms. I also created the Your Life Purpose Makeover Journey, which is a 3-stage 9-step program designed to not only help you find your purpose, but along the way, help you build confidence and live authentically. I would love to remind everyone that there will be a question and answer section towards the end of the presentation. So if you can hold all questions until then, I will greatly appreciate it. Before we jump into tonight's topic, let's do a quick recap of last week. We talked about communication styles. We learned what they were, why it is important to identify your communication style, and the communication styles of others, and how you can use communication to lead you to success. Tonight, I told you we are talking about SMART goals, but more specifically, we are going to identify what SMART goals are, the importance of setting SMART goals, and how we can start setting SMART goals today. Let's jump right on in. What are SMART goals? Before we talk about SMART goals, let's get a definition on what goals are. Goals are an idea of the future or desired result that a person plans and commits to achieve. Goals represent the decisions we make and commitments we take to reach them. Goals help us gain focus in our life by helping us to determine what we want. They keep us motivated and constantly put us in a state of action. Now, what are SMART goals? SMART goals help us guide your goal setting. So SMART goals help us focus on the things that you can do and what will increase your chances of achieving your goals. SMART stands for specific, which is well-defined. These specific goals have a greater chance of being accomplished when you use them. And specific goals always answer the 5 W's. Most of us should be familiar with the 5 W's. If we are not, here they are. So our specific goals are going to answer the 5 W's in this form. Who is involved in the goal? What do you want to accomplish? Where is the goal to be achieved? When do I want to achieve this goal? And why do I want to achieve this goal? Your 5 W's are who, what, when, where, why. SMART, the M in SMART stands for measurable. You've heard me say before, what gets managed gets measured. I got that from my coach. There has to be a way to measure the goal. If there is no way to measure your goal, you will not be able to see your progress. When you are making a goal measurable, you have to ask yourself, how many times are you going to do something? How much is it going to take of you doing this thing to get the result that you want or to achieve your goal? How do I know when I reached my goal? And what is my indicator of progress? You are asking yourself, how many, how much, How do I know when I've reached my goal? And what is my indicator of progress? The A in SMART stands for achievable. Any goals you set should be achievable and obtainable. A goal should be challenging, but defined enough that you can actually achieve it. Not easy enough so that you can blink your eye and you're done. Not too hard that you give up as soon as you start, because there is no way on this earth that you're going to get to the end point. When you are writing your achievable goals, here's what you can ask yourself to determine the achievability of it. Do I have the resources and abilities to achieve the goal? If I do not have the resources and the abilities to achieve the goal, what components am I missing? And have others been successful achieving the same thing? Again, the questions you ask yourself are, do I have the resources and abilities to achieve the goal? If I do not have them, what components are missing? And has anyone else done this? Has anyone else done it successfully? Not just done it, but done it successfully. The R in SMART stands for realistic. The goal must be realistic, meaning you have to be able to achieve it. You can't say you want to fly into outer space, but you've never been on a plane, you're scared of heights and things like that. You got to go up in the air. That's a part of going into outer space. So it has to be realistic, meaning you can achieve the goal with the resources you have. You know that you've never been on a plane. You know that you're afraid of heights. You know that you have no money. So chances are you're not going to fly into outer space, right? And you have to have time available to make sure that you are putting in the work to achieve the goal. So what are the questions that we are going to ask ourselves when we come to the R of SMART goals? We are going to ask ourselves, is this goal realistic and within reach? And is the goal reachable given my time and my resources? And lastly, can I commit to achieving this goal? Let me repeat those questions again. Is the goal realistic and within reach? Is the goal reachable given my resources and time? And can I commit to achieving the goal? There are plenty of times where we say we want to achieve a goal, but we know realistically we don't have the time to commit to it. We don't have the resources to commit to it. And we just really don't want to commit to it, but it sounds good. It makes you feel good to say, yes, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but deep down inside, you know that you're not. You have to be honest with yourself when answering these questions. The T in SMART is for timely. A goal has to have a start date and a finish date. If you do not have a deadline for whatever it is you're doing, not just your goals, chances are you are going to slack off. If you have a book and you say, I'm going to read this book, but you never give it a time period, then you're not going to crack open the book, or you may crack it open and read one page. I actually received this for Christmas, and I love Tabitha Brown. I haven't started reading the book, but I haven't made any goals to reading this book by a specific time either. So me knowing that I don't have a time limit to read the book, I'm not pressuring myself to get it done. When you put a time constraint on things, you are going to do your darndest to make sure you accomplish it within that time frame. Let me put all of these things together in a goal that a lot of people have when the new year starts. You want to start working out every day. And that's your goal. I want to start working out every day. That's just your regular goal. How can you turn that into a SMART goal? On the first day of November, I will go to my local gym, get a membership. I will work out 4 times a week for 1 hour. I will aim to lose 1 pound a week. And in addition to exercising, I will follow a low-carb diet. By the end of May, I will have reached my goal of losing 50 pounds. That SMART goal compared to just the regular goal of I want to start working out every day is completely different. It's very detailed. You can visualize every letter of SMART as you are reading that goal. You're detailed. You're very specific. You have a time that you are going to accomplish it. You know that it's something achievable. You can, and you have the resources to do it, so you can achieve it. You're very realistic with it. You know that you can measure yourself because you want to lose 1 pound a week. Chances are you may lose more depending on what you're eating and the exercises that you're doing. That's what sets a SMART goal apart from other goals, because it tells you exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, the methods you're using to do it, how you're going to measure. And along with all of those details, like I said, you're able to visualize everything that you are going to accomplish with your SMART goal. We have a better understanding of what SMART goals are. Let's talk about why setting SMART goals are important. SMART goals push you to go further. They give you a sense of direction. They help you organize and reach your goals. Some other reasons setting SMART goals is important is because it improves, your self-image. You become more aware of your strengths, which you can use to overcome obstacles and problem solve. You also become aware of your weaknesses. And when you become aware of those weaknesses, you begin to improve them so that they can become strengths. It helps you visualize. I just said that. SMART goals help you visualize. They help your brain synapses connect with what you want to do on a visual basis. It gives you the roadmap, just like I showed you my roadmap in the beginning. It gives you every step of what you're going to do. You know, November 1st, you're going to go get a gym membership. Then after that, you're going to work out 4 times a week. Then the next step is this. Then the next step is that. Then the next step is that. And you're at the end of your roadmap because guess what? You've done all the steps. And you have either achieved your goal or you haven't. But more than likely, if you follow the breadcrumbs, your goal is achieved. SMART goals force you to set priorities. It defines what your reality is, and it separates from wishful thinking. When we just set goals stating, I'm going to make $50,000 a year, that's wishful thinking. It's a goal, but it's also wishful thinking because we're not putting any steps into place as to how we are going to make $50,000 a year. We don't have any details as to what we are going to do. We don't have a time period of how long do we think it's going to take us to make $50,000. I know that we want to make $50,000 a year, but how long are we realistically giving ourselves to make this amount of money? What are we going to do? Are we connecting with someone? Are we starting an online company? All of those things. So setting simple goals sometimes turn into wishful thinking because it's nothing put behind it. There's no force, there's no drive, there's nothing to make us go out and actually do things, or we don't create the steps that we need to create to make those goals achievable. And the last way that setting SMART goals, it makes you responsible for your own life. Here's the thing, whether you're setting SMART goals or not, you are responsible for your own life. No one else is. But when you set the SMART goals, you are seriously taking into account every aspect of everything, and you are taking ownership. You're not saying, oh, well, it's because Susan didn't go to the gym with me that I didn't exercise today. Whether Susan goes with you or not, you committed. You committed. She didn't commit that goal of spending an hour in the gym every day exercising. Setting SMART goals help our overall lives. It helps us with accountability. It helps us become clearer in stating what exactly it is that we want. We learned what SMART goals are. We know the importance of setting the SMART goals. Now, how do we set the SMART goals? We know why we need to set them, but how do we set them? You set SMART goals, one, by starting with a positive attitude. This is with anything that you are doing, you start with a positive attitude. Because if you go in with a negative attitude or negative feelings, you are deflecting yourself from what it is that you want to accomplish. Because now, whenever you think about doing that thing, you are going to associate negative feelings with it. So you start with a positive attitude. You encourage yourself. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this. I have everything that I need to accomplish this, and it's going to get done. The next thing you do is write your generic goal, like the one that we saw. I want to start working out. And after you've written that generic goal, you go back to each letter in the word SMART and you ask the related questions to each of those letters. Once you've written out everything for each letter, read your answers. Read them out loud, read them to yourself. And then you write your new goal using your answers from the acronym SMART. And you will have your SMART goals. Yes, it may take a little longer to write out your goals with this method, but it's worth it because you are defining exactly what it is that you want. There's no room for interpretation. There's no room for, oh, I don't feel like doing this today, knowing that it's the last day of the week and you've only worked out 3 times. No, you've committed to working out 4. You have to get up and go to the gym. SMART goals are essential for helping us reclaim our lives, for helping us live on our own terms and be authentic. SMART goals are essential for that because here's the thing. If you can't be honest with yourself after you've taken the time, you write out all of these goals in very detail and commit to yourself, you, chances are, can't commit to anything else if you are not able to fully commit to yourself. I've been there. Oh, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, I look at it. It was a process of changing my mindset. I had to recommit to myself every day. Using SMART goals is a tool for you to recommit to yourself every day. Not only to yourself, but to your goals. Here's something that I want you to remember when it comes to SMART goals or goals in general. The more specific your goals are, the greater chance you have at accomplishing them. The more specific your goals are, the greater chance you have of accomplishing them. Remember, you're responsible for your life. You cannot rely on anyone else to accomplish your goals. Take the time to follow the SMART goal model. Ask yourselves the questions related to each letter. Make sure you're being honest. Make sure you're being clear. Make sure you're being specific in your answers, not just for the letter S. In all of your answers, be specific. You owe it to yourself. No one else owes it to you. If anyone has any questions at this time, please feel free to ask them. You can put them in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Since there are no questions, how do you get in touch with me? You can like my Facebook page, which is Coach Keisha Golder. You can subscribe to my YouTube, which is Keisha Golder. You can follow me on LinkedIn, of course, at Keisha Golder. Or you can connect with me on my website, where you can subscribe to emails, read blog posts, get some free information, watch any of the videos that you have not seen, previous web classes, or any of the other videos that I do. All are on my website, KeishaGolder.com. I want to talk to you guys. I want to get feedback from you guys. I only get better when I know what is helping you and what's not. The next web class, we are talking about how to redefine your belief system. Yes, we all have belief systems. Yes, we've talked about changing limiting beliefs. We've talked about how to change, but how do we redefine our belief system to become the belief system that we authentically need, the belief system that we authentically believe in, not just the belief system that was passed down from generation to generation. You've probably asked yourself, what does this web class have to do with the Life Purpose Makeover journey? Well, this web class is important because here at stage 1, you want to know where you are going or where you want to be. What does setting SMART goals allow you to decide? It allows you to decide where you want to be and exactly what steps you are going to take to get there. Everything that I teach in the web classes, all of my blogs, they're all connected. We have to make sure we master one step before we move on to the next to be successful at finding and living in our purpose, living that fulfilled life that we all truly desire. I thank each one of you for joining me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you next week.